What's going on, guys? Chase Ghost Picks Against the Spread, GhostPicksATS.com, coming to you for Tuesday, May the 7th. Hope everyone had a good start to the week. Let's get started in this. Going to make this as short and sweet as possible because I'm going to be going live at 12 noon Eastern time, somewhere between 12 and 12:30 to talk MLB. And that's really all we're going to talk. So for anybody watching this, we're not going to discuss NBA playoffs. We're not going to discuss the NHL playoffs. We're not going to do any of that. This is strictly going to be MLB talk. And no, I'm not going to give you a free play in every single game, which is what people like to think that the live videos are for. We're going to talk some games. We're going to talk about what's been going on, what teams are reliable right now, which teams are up in the air, things like that, just to kind of help you, just add things to your arsenal. To build your knowledge of things that maybe you weren't aware of, and that's what makes our job what it is, because we follow things that ESPN doesn't tell you, and we know things that the average person isn't gonna, not only know but not study. So tune in, that'll be fun. We'll probably go live for about a half hour and just have a good time with it. So we dropped a free play yesterday on the Boston Red Sox. That's 2 free plays in a row we dropped, and that's just not something that we're accustomed to. Yeah, we're going to lose plays, and yeah, we're going to drop free plays, but we take a lot of pride. I myself and the entire team, but I know me especially, I really take pride in giving you free plays that win consistently day in and day out, because ultimately, because we don't pay for marketing, we don't pay for advertisement, we're strictly word of mouth. And the only way that you're gonna know that you want to take a chance with Ghost Picks or myself is by coming to YouTube, watching the free plays, getting the free plays off of Twitter and Instagram, and going out there and being confident to make the investment on what we give you and then win money. Because if you lost every single day, you certainly wouldn't have the confidence to turn around and actually invest in me or invest in Ghost Picks and buy a package, for the short term or the long term. So just know that, losing 2 free plays in a row, yeah, it happens. This won't be the last time, but we take a lot of pride, and I take it very seriously to make sure that we give you guys good, free pick information. So we'll jump on another free play in a minute. Excuse me. Let's finish the recap out. So we did lose that free play on the Boston Red Sox, and we had the Chicago Cubs yesterday on the run line. Obviously, the money line being way too high, but and people were saying last night in Jimmy's live feed, and of course I hear it all the time, is that I bet the Cubs because that's my team. Everybody knows that I am a die-hard, out of my mind, insanely big Cubs fan, lifelong. But I don't bet the Cubs because I'm a fan. I'll be honest with you. When I come to I don't play them a lot. I've only had 8 situations this year where I've had action in a game that the Cubs were involved in. Once I was fading them, once I was playing the total, both of those won, and last night was the 6th time since the beginning of the season where I have backed the Cubs. And it's been more so here recently that I've been backing them than earlier in the season. Because earlier in the season, yeah, we had them once or twice, we'd win those games, and then I wouldn't touch them for a week or 10 days. And it's because I hate backing them. I certainly hate fading them, but again, I don't get emotional about that. Money's money. When I faded them last time, I took their opponent as a plus 160 dog, and it was a cashing ticket. So that's what's more important to me, is making the money and winning the investment. But anytime I come to a Cubs game and, I'm going over the card, just like right now, as you can see, here's just a little glimpse of some stuff I was going over, some things that I was circling, some pitchers, some bullpen guys, some lines. And any day that I come to a card and I look at the game initially involving the Cubs when they're playing, and it stands out to me, I always circle it. But it's always the last one that I come back around to, because I try to find, I go out of my way and try to find a reason to lay off that game. And if I can't find it, and it still holds the numbers, I'm gonna bet it. And don't get me wrong, it's great when I can sit there and not only watch my team and pull for them, as I do every day, but then also have money on it and win. It's the best of both worlds. But I always try to find a reason not to play that game. That way, I can just be a fan, and I don't get the being accused of, oh, you're just doing it with your heart. Guys, I've never bet with my heart, nor would I, because I can promise you the amount of money I put on games, yeah, betting with my heart is not something that's going to put food on my table. So, but we had them last night, and I'm not going to blame Cole Hamels. I think he pitched a good game. I'm not going to blame the offense because they played a great game. I'm going to say that the pitching was weird in that game. The strike zone was all over the place. And I'm not saying it was in favor of the Marlins, because I think they were getting shafted in certain situations too. It was all over the map. And same thing going in the Red Sox-Orioles game. It doesn't matter who was at bat. If the Orioles were pitching, strike zone all over the place, all over the map. Same thing with the Red Sox, all over the map. I had no trend to follow last night with that umpire. I mean, it was funny that Pedroia goes up to bat and laughs. He actually physically laughed when a ball touches the dirt and it's a strike. And that was one of 3 times that happened last night. So that was definitely, I think, a factor in both games. Obviously, the Red Sox just got beat. And the Cubs got beat. But I do think that it certainly didn't hurt the Marlins that the strike zone was all over the place. They were able to get out of situations and get out of innings where they shouldn't have. And I guess the same thing goes for the Marlins. I think that the Cubs were throwing things, and it favored them, and then it went against them. It was just a weird game, weird turn of events. And then Joe Madden ultimately made a decision last night with the bullpen that was really confusing, because I follow this bullpen very closely, as I do all bullpens. And I had it written down and circled as to who the first 3 people in line were going to be. Who was going to be your middle reliever, your second reliever, your third, and even your fourth and fifth if it got to that point. And he started in reverse almost, like going to the back of it and then trying to work his way back. And I couldn't understand it for the life of me. But I'm not going to say why it makes sense now, because that's going to, give a thing or two away. And that's why I get paid to do this. But it makes a lot of sense now. And going forward, not only in this series, but in series to come over the next 7 days, 7 to 10 really, your next 2 to even 3 series, it's actually, I think, really going to benefit that pitching staff. And even though that pitching staff is a little bit less than dominant, their starting pitchers have been good. Hendricks has struggled for most of the year. Darvish has been, less than something to brag about. But Hamels and Quintana and Lester have been lights out. And I think that this little adjustment that Madden decided to make in time it'll prove to be worth it. And I respect it and I like it now. I didn't understand it last night. It took me a little while to figure it out, but I get it now. What do we have? We had the Yankees on the money line. That was a nice, easy blowout winner from start to finish. And then we also had the Nationals and the Brewers over 7.5 runs. It was close, but another win. Now, I've got to point this out. I gave out some strong leans yesterday. Usually I'll give out leans a couple of times a week. I'll just say these are leans. Now, if I ever put in my email or text that these are strong leans, all of my clients know that I have money. Even if it's a lean, if I give it out to you, I have money on it. But I might go from my typical dime per game play on my premiums to a standard lean being a $100 play. Strong leans, I got 500 on them. So they're just barely made the cut of what would have been a premium play. Gave out the Brewers on the money line. Gave out the under 8.5 on the Twins and Toronto game. We had the Houston Astros. So, overall, that was great. Just the premiums and top tier yesterday were less than successful. So you take the juice into consideration yesterday, especially with the top tier play. We would have technically had a losing day in the MLB. I don't know how you guys bet, but the way I do it, and so that's what I'm going to count it as a losing day, and we're very transparent about it. But like I said, losing days are going to happen. Just in the MLB, I don't have a ton of them. So what always happens after a losing MLB day? We bounce back, we get hot, we go on a tear. So originally I was going to give you a free play in this Mets game tonight, but as I looked farther into it, I'm really liking the matchup with the Houston Astros and the Kansas City Royals, and this is why. All right, so the line is at 220 favoring the Astros, run line sitting at $1.10, which is actually pretty valuable in my opinion, with the run line only being $1.10. Now, what people are going to realize, because I've already talked to certain people that I know within the industry, that this would be the game they would want to fade the Astros because of the pitching matchup. The pitching matchup with Duffy and McCullough going up. The thing is, this would be the perfect spot for a pitcher that's been getting rocked to get rocked again, because KC has the bats. They just don't execute them very well. But when they get a pitcher like this, usually that commands the ball the way that this guy does, they would tee off on this guy. But on the road against right-handed pitchers, Kansas City has sucked ass all year. They can't hit righties well, and they're not hitting righties on the road at all. So, as I've said 1,000 times, the best lineup in baseball, 6 of the 9 starters over a 300 batting average. The number 1 offense in baseball. I think right now the Braves are still tied for number 1 when you combine all stats, but it doesn't change the fact that Houston is still the best. The Cubs are coming for them in offense, but the Houston's in a league of their own. So you talk about that. Their bats are hot right now. They've got the momentum. They're playing very well. They're playing like a team. They're playing like the 2017 World Series champions. That's what they're playing like. And they get to play at home against the 2nd worst bullpen in baseball, against overall one of the top 5 worst teams in baseball. And the best lineup in baseball gets to go up against a shitty pitcher at that. But then the Kansas City lineup has to go face a situation where the right-handed and being on the road they can't hit. I think this is a recipe for success. Now, if it were different, if he were a left-hander or maybe this game was on the road, it might be a value play to take Kansas City. But at $1.10 on the run line in a game that I think gets decided by 3 or more runs, I will absolutely take Houston on the run line. That is on my card. That is a premium play. So go cash that. Late fire play tonight. Write-up is almost done. Get ready to be sent out. So anybody that's already purchased the late fire play going tonight, I'm just going to send you that directly. But for the people that, get it after this video, because it'll already be loaded on the website, you guys will get the instant access. You'll buy it, it'll send you an email saying thank you, your payment is processing. Once your payment clears to us, you will immediately get another email with the write-up and the play and everything. Make sure you get it as early as possible, guys. Don't wait till the last minute. I'll pull the game down off the website about an hour before it goes. That way there's no excuse for anybody that buys it to not have enough time to actually make the play. So make sure you do that. We're looking into the NHL and the NBA again tonight to see what we have. I think it was a devastating loss last night to the San Jose Sharks in overtime. But you know what? That's been a back and forth series the whole time. I'm really excited about the Blues game tonight. Excited to watch that, and then we'll see what goes on in the NBA. But going to be another big day in the MLB. I'm going to go live here in a few minutes, so make sure you tune into that. Late fire play, 2 for Tuesday is top tier play from any 2 cappers of your choice for 20 bucks. The late fire play is not going to be on 2 for Tuesday. So if you want 2 for Tuesday, you get a secondary top tier play, and then the late fire will obviously be something separate. The red alert caliber play, but 20 bucks. Can't beat it. Good luck, God bless, grind on, guys, and we're going to take Houston on the run line, minus $1.10, big premium play. Good luck, guys.